This is Mala Munoz.
And this is Diosa Femme.
Welcome back to another capítulo of Locatora Radio. This is Brown Girl Hour,
where we celebrate the brilliance and legacies of women and femmes of color. Today we have a very special capítulo because we will be interviewing each other. Some of our listeners have been wanting to get to know us more.
We're going to spill some tea on each other. To get started, Diosa, maybe we should talk a little bit about where we grew up.
My mom and I are super close. One of my friends called it like a Gilmore Girls friendship, like mother-daughter relationship, because there's sometimes the lines were super blurred.
Right.
You know, super blurred, where she would tell me things that maybe she shouldn't have told her daughter. She's for sure my biggest advocate. And we've talked about your Grandma Nacha multiple times. How do you feel the women in your life shaped you?
My Grandma Nacha is everything. She is our foundation. She's the reason why we're here and why we're thriving. She came and she did it by herself, you know, and that's why we have a future. And my mother is the hardest working person that exists. And she's an artist. She can make something out of nothing. If it wasn't women in our house having an impact on us, it was women outside of our personal lives that were still influencing us in some way.
Yeah.
Who was that for you?
I feel like it would be Selena, but J-Lo as Selena. She died in 95, right? And I was born in 93. So my understanding and knowing of Selena was through the film. And then later on, as I became older, it started to definitely just be Selena, you know? And then J-Lo in her own right.
It's more an embodiment through J-Lo.
Right.
Which is actually, I had not thought of until you brought that up right now. But I think for me, when we were growing up, there were a lot of strong personalities and artists out there.
Yeah.
There were so many girl groups, for example.
There were.
We had Destiny's Child.
We had 3LW.
I
love 3LW still.
Even the Cheetah Girls.
Yeah.
I think that we had some pretty cool influences.
We did.
And mostly black and brown women.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can see how that has formed our friendships.
We just celebrated our 1-year mommyversary because you need to celebrate friendships.
Yes.
We need to celebrate having comadres and your sisters and your hermanas.
Also, prioritizing, uplifting, platonic love. Romantic love is not the only important type of love.
Yes. Homegirls are resources. They provide a helping hand or an escape or a way out or empowerment. And as far as social media goes, social media has a lot to do with our friendships.
You know, I feel like friendships have evolved in a way where we send memes to each other constantly.
Memes.
And it's a bunch of LOLs.
And I think that's how social media allows friendships to thrive as well. You don't need that constant contact. And it's not always possible for us, right? That's kind of why we did the podcast.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know if we've really talked that much in previous capítulos about why we started the podcast. It was your idea, for the record. It was Diosa's idea. And then it just came to life. It just bloomed.
Yeah.
The way we came up with the name, we came upon Locator, who's a radio host. But we changed it
to Locatora because we want to center those voices of women and femmes that are told they're crazy for being angry.
We want to speak back to violence against women, speak back to patriarchy, misogyny, machismo, brocialists, all you fools.
And also celebrate each other, giving space to also feel joy, feel happiness.
Yes.
You know, be empowered. That's important as well.
We call ourselves Las Mamis of Myth and Bullshit, and that's from the Loose Woman poem by Sandra Cisneros. And there's a line in there where she talks about, I am a woman of myth and bullshit. True, I authored some of it. So what we like to talk about is be the master of your own narrative. Even if it's bullshit, let it be your bullshit. At least it's not somebody else misrepresenting your bullshit.
Right. If you're waiting for the right moment to start a project, it's now.
As always, we love to hear from you whenever we put anything out. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much.
Besitos.